Greetings and welcome to Wizards of Fun. My name is Eric and we are back with round 3 from the constructed event at SorceryCon. Coming off the heels of round 2, if you happen to catch that match where I played against Bruce from Golden Eagle Cards. He actually joined to help co-commentate on that match, so if you're interested, please go and consider checking that out. That was super fun. This match is against, I forget his first name, but his screen name was The Howler. And that's me giving a fist bump as he said, "Hey, I hope we get an entertaining game for the camera." And I said, I hope so as well. Let's hope for a good one. So I myself am playing the Water Necro. I'll have my deck linked down below as he is playing the Sorcerer. So looking at my hand, we've got a little bit of Koi Nixie action, pitching one of the sites and getting a Thin Ice in return. Which is great to see. I think we have a toolbox and 2 Koi Nixies in hand. This might seem a little greedy. I'm trying to see the other sites. We have just a Lighthouse, Thin Ice, and a Maelstrom, I believe. So it looks like I'm kind of... I have 2 Koi Nixies. One of them is an alternate artwork, but it's 2 Koi Nixies in a toolbox. I decided to pitch one of the sites, being, I believe, an Undertow, and getting a Thin Ice in exchange for that, which feels really good if we're trying to lean into the Koi Nixie sort of approach. That just feels like even if he has some removal with his sorcery, we don't know if he's going to be steam or not. Trying to get a look at his hand here. I think I see a Centerfee. I see some blue. I'm having a hard time seeing exactly what all is in there.
That's the Atlas. Yep. Okay. Putting it on the bottom. Cool. I'll start us off. Good luck, have fun.
All right, shaking the hand and starting it off.
To play a Lighthouse. So I got a little air in this deck.
Lighthouse comes down, provides 1 mana of each, create a skeleton, and pass the turn. Nothing too exciting there. Let's see if we have a better look. I see an active Volcano. I believe that's a Centerfee. I'm not totally sure what I'm looking at here. Sorry, it's can be a little hard, and I'm also not as familiar with playing elements outside of water, so sometimes it's just harder for me to catch. So looks like he's drawing a site for the turn. Yes, I now remember this match. So he just pulled what I think is called Iceberg. Is that what it is? I'll look it up while I'm talking here, but I believe it's Iceberg. And essentially what it reads is that, I think I have it here. Yeah, minions occupying nearby sites can't submerge or surface. I remember this match fondly because I very aggressively, mulliganed to keep the Koi Nixies. But he has the exact answer for it, which I had never seen before prior to this match. So it was actually really cool to get to see him play this against me. Obviously didn't feel good, but I felt like this was a card that I will never forget can be an option against doing the very popular sort of Koi Nixie Thin Ice.
Oh, we are...
Looks like we're just confirming with the judge who was walking around here as we set up our table kind of outside of the main play area since I had my camera. So the judge was just making sure we're checking which table we're technically at so that they can make sure we're good to go. Love the Lord of Greed playmat, by the way. My opponent here provided this. I do own one myself. Super, super cool. It's one of my favorite 2-player mats for sure.
Just as my way to kind of help. It's my way of supporting. I think... Oh, cool, thanks.
Yep, sort of just chatting here while we throw down a signed Thin Ice. Truett Parish was at this event.
And yeah, they didn't have anyone covering this event. I know.
So he was just, opponent was just pointing out that the foiling, or that the signature is cool, but I also pointed out, the foiling is just so great on this card. I've got a full art toolbox for my turn.
I need to get that signed too.
Go ahead and just move my skeleton up and pass turn.
I'll push it up by moving it. And I paid
All right.
so I'm out of mana.
So am I seeing a, forgive me if I'm just reading this totally wrong, but it almost looks like a,
Absolutely. So the past 2 days, that's all I've been doing.
well, the name's escaping me. The spellcaster that can tap to find the other spellcaster.
You haven't actually played the game yet, so I'm like,
Adept Illusionist, there it is. Wow, one of the basics, could not remember it. Adept Illusionist every year, it seems at SorceryCon, they have kind of a Adept Illusionist cosplay meetup, which was no exception at this event. I'd say there was at least like 8, maybe a dozen or so Adept Illusionists dressed up, which was really cool. Just noticed the opponent, his arm just pulled back, but it looks like he does have a Ness. Yep, there it is, Ness tattoo from Earthbound, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so Iceberg comes down, which is a card. I'm like, wait a minute. You've thwarted my plans. I had no idea. I was really excited to have the Thin Ice followed by a Maelstrom and ways to pull in all of his stuff. But since things cannot submerge or surface, it basically shuts off a Thin Ice. And then Centerfee literally shuts it off. So that's the double whammy. If I can get rid of Centerfee, it doesn't really matter. My Thin Ice will no longer be doing what it wants to do until I can maybe find a way to silence his sight, which in my deck I don't think I have. I don't think I'm running a Sinkhole or anything like that. Not a lot of anti-sight stuff in my deck, if any. And since my toolbox is revealed, I'm just taking a look at my collection, seeing what my solutions might be for the Centerfee. Again, I hadn't seen anything else yet, but I mean, from... Okay, I think he has Salt the Earth and Adept Illusionist is what I'm seeing. So Salt the Earth is an interesting one. Essentially just shuts down a site and then nothing can be played on top of it, so it can really kind of jam up your part of the board. Yeah, you conjure it to a single site, destroying it, and then sites cannot be played there. So unless you're able to dispel or disenchant the aura, it can script your plans, especially if you're trying to connect water. It's like we have a Archangel Raphael in the hand, which is awesome to see. Something I learned from my previous match and some people in the comments were commenting on, and something I didn't consider, was that the way that the shape-shifting works is that it does not trigger Genesis. So for example, what that skeleton I have in the middle there, if I was to cast a shapeshift and then look at my top few cards, and if it was an Archangel Raphael and it transforms into it, it does not gain the Genesis effects of the card that it transforms into. I never knew that. So I hope we don't see it a lot in the rest of these matches from this event, but I wasn't aware of that rule until I uploaded that last video. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that happen a few times in these eight rounds. And just one of those things, like, you know, I had no idea. And I'm revealing the Koi Nixie that I have, which is an alternate art done in the form of an old Greg.
I'm old Greg, and then that's all my mana, so I think I'm just gonna pass the turn.
So yeah, pretty not super fast start from either of us. We really are kind of methodically thinking through
This still provides mana, correct?
What we're doing here. Appears he is doing the steam thing, right? Mirror Realm for another Iceberg. Turning off my, or not turning off, yeah, I guess it just prevents other Thin Ices from happening. So now no Thin Ices on my side of the field pretty much will do anything. Adept Illusionist comes down. Yeah, unless I had a Thin Ice way off to the side in the corner there and wanted to pull stuff over that way, but he knows I'm kind of building toward the left, so he has shut down my entire, how do you say, my front row? Like not my back row, but the one in front of that, of being able to use any sort of Thin Ice stuff, which again, mulliganing toward Koi Nixie really hurts to see. We have the options. I'm looking through my collection to see what we may want to do against that Adept Illusionist. It looks like he decides to put the Adept Illusionist there, which almost makes it look juicier. Maybe checking my collection again to see if there's anything that can drown multiple things, or Led Astray or something like that that targets multiple units at a single site.
Oh, that kind of works. All right, at the start of my turn, Maelstrom trigger.
Okay, so yeah, opting to have the Maelstrom pull everything in, so it's just all on the Thin Ice.
So I guess this being here, I lose my...
I think Centerfee is a Genesis effect, so I don't think it's constant. I was asking just now, like, does Centerfee shut off my Lighthouse now? Pretty sure it's a Genesis effect, so it's still affecting the...
Well, it pulls it towards here. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're right. So the Koi stays, but those are... You're right. And the skeleton was here, so that will go there.
Oh, for some reason I was pulling toward the Thin Ice.
Okay, great.
Sorry for the glare, by the way. One of those things kind of recording at events. You sometimes do and sometimes don't have control over the lighting, and You can see that most of the cards we can mostly see here, but some of them get right under that light, and it's just blinding.
And have it take a step closer. Then I will move and attack your Adept Illusionist with my Koinixie. Okay. So that's there.
I'm not sure what I did to be able to pull in the Centipede. Oh, with the Koinixie. Sorry, wow. I was really trying to figure out, wait, how did I even pull him in there? I better turn up my audio so I can hear myself in that game.
So what's the point? Let's just get our value while we can.
Another Koinixie. So yeah, I just traded the Koinixie for the Adept Illusionist and then played another one. And yeah, Koinixie is still quite good even without the Thin Ice. And something to keep in mind is that it taps down at a creature that you, or the minion that you are targeting. So even if you're not doing the Thin Ice thing, if you're kind of not able to use your Koinixie for everything, at the very least, you can tap it down in order to attack into other things. So opted to do that there. And since I had another one in the hand, I felt like it was okay to trade. Just get that Adept Illusionist off the field. Hopefully we don't see any more come down. If we do, they will have the option to pull the Adept Illusionist out of the grave, but assuming we can prevent that, love to shut down an Adept Illusionist as soon as possible, if possible. And again, even if we want to kill Centipede, nothing can submerge or... Whenever sites are played nearby, you take 1 damage and assault the earth on my Maelstrom. So not only does it shut down my Maelstrom, it destroys it. So I go down a mana, go down threshold, I lose that effect.
Sounds good.
So he's really just playing, at least on the site side, very aggressively versus my sites. Just shutting down my entire front line of potential Thin Ices. My Maelstrom's now dead. And he is up in mana. I'm down to 2 mana against his 4, and he is a sorcerer. So assuming he has enough mana to kind of do what he wants to do, he may be able to just start tapping down his sorcerer and get more spells. Let's see if I misplay here, because I will tap. See, I go up to 4 mana there, but I hope I realize that I don't have 4 mana.
Mismanaged mortuary. So I treat your graveyard as mine.
I don't have 4 mana.
I have 4 mana.
I hope we catch this. I'm listening as my recorded self here says I have 4 mana, and then I'm going to do this.
Threshold to make sure we're good. So I currently have...
Yep. Okay, I caught it.
Off, this is not... Oh.
You can't cast a site here.
I don't have...
So at least caught it before I cast anything. Had a plan, and I lost it. Looks like we were going to shapeshift. I think it's what we were going to do. Now the plan has changed.
I forgot I lost a mana there.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer. I guess what I'll do is just trade the Koinixie.
Opting to just trade. The Koinixie, as much as it can pull things and tap things down, quite good. I feel like where I was at mentally here was just that if they're shutting down all my sites and all my stuff, I'm just going to trade these. They're already on the field. He only has a couple of minions. I'm just going to trade for him. Doesn't feel great, but try to get some value out of them.
I think I'm just going to
move and attack for 1 on the board. First blood in the form of a skeleton on the Mirror Realm Iceberg. So Iceberg's really cool. If you play water at all or steam or anything, I would definitely encourage you consider adding it to your deck. He gets a Troll Bridge. Looks like he has Sealing Truth and a toolbox in the hand. Not a toolbox, sorry, a Silver Bullet, which allows you to grab an exceptional from your collection as opposed to an ordinary. But you have to tap something down in order to do it, which is just a lot slower. It's if you're new to the game and you're seeing the collection sort of mechanics to the game. It's essentially a way to have a sideboard in a best-of-1 format game like Sorcery. And the toolbox, which is the one I have on my side, allows you to... All right, just really quick. He's playing Searing Truth, so he draws 2 cards, and he takes damage equal to the higher cost. So in this case, it's Maiden Mother Crone, so he takes 5 damage, but he gets to draw both the Pied Piper of Hamlin and the Maiden Mother Crone.
So you draw some really, really good cards. and you take 5. So you're 14. Okay. You're 5 mana, so you could cast.
Troll Bridge.
And what, it was made in what?
Pied
Sorry?
Piper, baby. The bane of my existence as a Necromancer player. Pied Piper allows you to, or it says you control all minions with 1 or less power. So that also includes frogs, includes all my skeletons. So he just plays that, gains control of it, and can now move and tap down my stuff. And he controls that skeleton, so he did a move and attack on my own Thin Ice. So yeah, he paid 3 mana for the Sing Truth, 2 mana for the Pied Piper. Attacks with his skeleton, passes the turn. So at this point, I'm kind of considering if I want to just draw a spell, or if I do want to go for the 4th mana and do the bummer is I was going to shapeshift, but he Pied Piper of Hamlined my skeletons, so I can't even transform it.
I think I have to. Okay, I'm gonna draw a.
Giving this a lot of thought. I forget. I don't recall what I end up doing here. Going for the site.
I'm gonna draw a site.
And I've been saying it every match, but note to future self, I will be trying better to have the camera high enough that it's easier to see not only my opponent's hand, but my own hand. So it's easier to commentate.
I'm at 4, but 5 for the turn.
A Dark Tower does give us 5 mana for the turn. So I could pay 1 to make the skeleton and then just pay 4 and transform it immediately.
And this only triggers on.
So that's an option now that we have the Dark Tower. May have been a good pull.
All right, let's do it. I'll pay. Nah, I probably really should just do that. Gain those.
Back in the toolbox. I think we're just going to drown the Pied Piper.
And pay 3
Yeah.
mana.
Just getting that
Drown your
out of there. Because, oh, that's the, yeah, I was just saying, what if I make a skeleton and then shapeshift? I can't do that. So I pay 1 to make a skeleton.
I'll pay 1 to
Yep,
make
so
a
not the most
skeleton.
efficient turn. Didn't get to take advantage of the Dark Tower, but it's okay.
So I didn't get the extra mana. That's a bummer.
Just decide to pay 3 mana. I have to use my toolbox to do it. I did get it signed, which was awesome. Drown is one of my favorite artworks in the game. Not Deep Sea Cavern. I forget the name of the card, but it's the double threshold of water. I don't remember what it's called. Deep something. So we know the cards he has. Well, I don't know that he has a silver bullet, but Mater, Maiden, Mother, Crone. So comes in, he gains 3 life.
So you heal 3. You're at 17.
And then at any point, he can pay 3 to draw an extra spell.
3 that costs you 5.
And when Maiden, Mother, Crone dies, I lose 3 life.
Okay. I have 1 token.
Skeletons
here.
are mine.
These are mine again, so these will untap. I think that will be good to do now. So
So since we're at 4 mana, it's almost like I don't know if I want to draw another site and go to 5, or we just draw an extra spell and shapeshift the skeleton that is next to the Maiden Mother, and then just hopefully be able to swing into it. Most of my minions are going to have more than 4 power, or more than 3 power rather. So I might be able to just get rid of it now.
I think I'll just do it now.
Looks like that's probably what we're doing. Going for the spell. Looks like it was a Gnarled Wendigo.
That's also probably fine. But you have to sack it. So let's do this.
Okay.
I will
Tap to
pay-
draw
or
a
I'll
site.
tap
We
to
get a
draw
River
site.
Rapids. And I'm just paying all 4 to
I will
shapeshift.
pay 4.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm going to cast Shapeshift on this skeleton. So I'll look at my top 5.
All right, let's see what
It'll
5 we
turn
get.
into one of
Hopefully,
the 5, the rest will
I
go to
show the
bottom.
camera.
If, or turn into one of those minions.
If not, we'll see which one I end up with. All right, I see a Abaddon Succubus, a Lugbog Cat. Yep. Room for improvement on my filming here. In that we will make sure we can see the cards a little easier. But either way, we choose to do, oh nice, Order of the Sacred Oak with the ward. No summoning sickness, so I can just immediately attack. The other 4 cards go to the bottom. We didn't see all of them.
Does that have summon sickness? Or?
So because it's the skeleton, it does not.
I take 3.
So, yes, I'm gonna attack into your Mother Maiden Crone.
It's
War
the death
breaks.
right of that
I will
card.
take 3 from the death right though, unfortunately.
That just felt like a good way to get rid of it. It
16
didn't cost me
17.
4, but now do I just want to attack with skeletons or?
Mana.
Yeah, I just have to leave him there. He's got steam, which
They are.
I don't know how
I will-
aggro he is. He doesn't seem super like charge heavy, but you never know. Is getting 1 damage in against his iceberg worth not having a blocker on my thin ice? Probably not. Again, the salt the earth is in an interesting spot. He's kind of climbing his way up toward my left side.
Sure. So this is silenced until your next turn. Okay.
But no one can put a sight on that salt the earth, so he can kind of safely move from his double water threshold sight onto it and then onto my other stuff. Honestly, might make it a little bit harder for him to get into my sights, but destroying the Maelstrom was probably worth it. So Babbling Brook, anything nearby will be disabled as far as minions.
That's an interesting layout. Yeah. And that's out of the way.
But I also know that.
I'll make sure I have to. Okay.
Oh, okay. So now no cards in hand from him. Silver Bullet.
Yeah. So exception.
And it's kind of interesting because he's playing a sorcerer. He had Maiden Mother Crone, but I don't believe he's gotten to draw an extra spell yet. But now that he has 7 mana, he's now locked and loaded to do the sorcerer thing, which is just tap and get extra spells.
I'll probably just do that now. So I'm gonna draw a.
Grabbing a sight this turn. We've got plenty of spells in the hand. Probably just gonna keep our mana going.
I'll tap and play a thin ice that actually works here.
Yep. So I play a thin ice thinking that it would work in front of the. I thought it was in front of or adjacent, but it's nearby.
That's really good. That's gonna see a lot.
So
of
I'm saying in the commentary, like, man, I've never played against this iceberg card. That stinks.
Do you mind if I take this back? Yeah. It silences the sights.
No.
And then yeah, in my head, I'm feeling like it silences the sights, but that's not what it does. It just
Okay,
prevents
this
the
is in my
submerging.
hand.
So
But instead I'm gonna play.
I ask if I can just take that back,
River
and
Rapids.
I've revealed that I have that card, but I'm gonna play the River Rapids instead. It's not silenced, so I can still use it. So thanks for letting me change that. Again, just a friendly word of wisdom if you're playing in any sort of I don't want to say higher stakes tournament, just any tournament like this. It's probably wise to be on the same page at the beginning of the match. Just ask your opponent kind of what they're cool with as far as takes backs in case something comes down. Archangel Raphael.
Airborne comes in warded.
Ward my own avatar feels really good. I really like that card. Just it seems like a lot of value. The ability to block with Airborne, I can literally block anywhere but that Salty Earth site feels great. Warded, he's top decking at this point. So I think, is that Armadeus? Is that what I saw in his hand? So when it comes in, it destroys the site, and then I got a Drought.
Snowball. Drought. Yep. So what happens here?
So all my water threshold is shut down.
Provide no water threshold.
Yeah. You still have the mana, but no threshold.
Okay. So I lose 1, 2, 3 water threshold.
Yep.
That means I currently only have this one.
I'm trying to look up the Amadeus card, but I don't know how to spell it.
That's terrible.
I am typing it up and not getting. Oh, there it is. Asmodeus.
1 turn too late.
Unfortunately, I know. I'm really glad I got that.
Yeah, it looks like it comes in and it has stealth, and then it says break stealth at any time to destroy everything else here, including this site. So you'd want to cast it and then move it onto an enemy site, break the stealth, and you destroy everything else that's there. So it does take a turn to do, assuming that's what I saw in his hand. I hope I'm right. I think that's what I saw. Seems like a good card.
3. Got you at 11. Attack this site for 4.
And then swing in for 4 and 3. He did drought my water thresh, but I believe I have 1. Well, I haven't cast anything yet, so.
Oh, and you took 2 when you played this too.
Yeah, I thought that was a Genesis effect, not a continuous effect.
Then in that case, I'll play
So
this
I
thin
forgot
ice
to
way
take
tap.
life when I played that
Not
River
take
Rapids,
more.
is what he was pointing out.
Gain 1 threshold from that. Gain 1 mana.
I only have 2 water threshold,
With 6 mana.
but I do have 6 mana. So we're probably good. I mean, it's only like Mesmerism that would really
I'm
care
going
about
to
having more than a couple water threshold.
move this skeleton
Like a
here.
frogs, maybe.
I will then pay 4, sacking the skeleton to reduce the cost for a gnarled Wendigo.
So moving my skeleton over, sacking it.
That will go there. I have 2 mana left. I'll pay 1 and make a skeleton.
So it feels like a pretty good turn for me. Again, I think his site placement has been so effective against me, but I just don't think he has really drawn,
Okay. Okay.
you know, spells. I mean, Searing Truth was good. Getting the Maiden Mother Crone on the field was good, but he just didn't get much value out of it aside from gaining life and me losing life. So it's just unfortunate. You'd think at this point he'd be just printing spells off of his spell book. It's kind of what the... And like, I haven't even played like Garden of Eden yet, which would also shut down Sorcerer. That's been a really, really, really powerful card in this meta where drawing those spells is just so effective. Even like Garden of Eden with like Interrogator prevents that extra draw. It prevents extra draws from the Umphaloses. It's really quite good. Even if you're not necessarily running water or earth, I think Garden of Eden is definitely something worth considering, just not allowing players to draw more than 1 spell per turn. It acts for both players, but you can play around that where you draw sight for turn and then cast a cantrip that allows you to draw like a Riptide or something.
Bruce from Golden Eagle and
They set you up for failure.
they did, yeah. And then because Ryan,
This is me just explaining in the match that my first 2 opponents were the Ohio Nationals, Bruce and Joey G, both 2 very, very strong players.
And me and CJ were playing with Garden of Eden. So sorry if you're waiting on me. Yeah. I'm just talking about. I'll shut up.
No, you're fine.
So yeah, it's really like, and it's almost a match where you almost feel like, I don't know, there was nothing like super
7 mana. Your avatar's on
complicated or strategic that I really did. I kind of just played cards off the top of my deck. And it really, I think, shows Center Fee is what he draws, tapping his avatar. But it's where the, you know, big minion water decks right now are just so prominent. I know the meta, that's probably what is currently considered at the time of this recording the strongest deck, kind of the dank magic deck by CJ. The deck I'm playing in this is basically a spin-off of his blue magic, which was kind of an earlier version. I forget what was changed from them, but mine's a little bit different. I'm not playing the Dormant Monstrosities, which is probably not good, but I just hadn't had experience playing with or against them, so just haven't seen how powerful they can be, but apparently they are. I think the skeleton tokens are helpful to get that card onto the field cheaper. So anyways, at the time of this recording, that's probably what a lot of players are kind of warping, you know, around as far as the meta. But we will see as the meta changes what other decks kind of come up. So he's casting Swap to get Order of the Sacred Oak off of his home site. Let's see. Opponent has 7 life. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 with the Archangel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 with just the skeleton. So if I have any way to just deal an additional damage, I can get him to door. I've got Wendigo on the left side there. If I can kill the Center Fee, I gain my threshold back from that effect because it's disabling my Mismanaged Mortuary. So if I have a spell to get rid of that and then can attack with the Wendigo onto the site, then we can get him to door.
I think I can do that.
All right, let's try to get a refresher on what's in the hand here. Opting to move and attack the Center Fee. Sounds like I need that double threshold.
I have 6 mana.
Tap to draw sight, because why not? If you're gonna tap to do it before you do everything else, because it might change your game plan. Now that you know what you can play next turn.
I'm going to. gonna swap.
Yep,
Skeleton
and then
back with this.
he swapped me off of it, and I just swapped right back onto it.
And then, well, I guess
And then he was cool with this. I was like, oh, I guess I could have
but
attacked before I swapped. Do you mind if I do that? I'll attack with one, swap
Let's
it,
just do I'll
attack
go
for
for
3
one,
more,
and then swap.
get to 3, and then just Archangel.
3,
And I think the spot where he is with the
and then unless I have a way to get that without, I'm trying to see if I can deal 3.
yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's another way I can deal the 3 damage without having to tap that down, so I can keep it up as a blocker with ward, which is so good. Even just attacking and keeping the ward on it though is fine. So
Nervous about that. Well, I can just attack this site. So let's attack this.
so Archangel really showing its power here. It's a very, very good card.
I then have 3 left. I'll pay to put
A 3rd Koinexi, and
Koinexi here for 3, and then I'll push it.
and then pushing
Or
it
silence.
forward. We're just starting to get
Push. Please forgive me. I'm
just trying to get on his face. He could use Asmodeus onto one of his own sites to destroy my Archangel. Asmodeus, sorry. Asmodeus. But again, yeah, this is just kind of, it sort of just was a lot of big minions on the field. Nothing really too fancy. I think maybe he just didn't draw some of the spells he was maybe hoping to see. But on the front of, the site hate, I'd say it was very, very effective. It certainly made me have to kind of rethink my entire plan. My Koinexes weren't as effective as they maybe could have been. So opponent's just looking through his collection. I see a Boil, I believe, there, and Hamlet's Ablaze, I think. Whichever one is the exceptional, because assuming he's just running the Silver Bullet. So yeah, it's like he could cast Asmodeus and kill my Archangel, but there's nothing to protect his avatar. And he says, I think you got me.
You got me. Curious, even though it's not
Yeah.
gonna make a difference. Does that kill a warded enemy?
Destroy all minions occupying your
See, I think he's
site.
was considering
Could kill it. Was that in your? Is this in your hand or in your sideboard?
Toolbox.
Yeah.
and a concede.
Dude, thank you. Wow.
It does get around ward,
Yeah,
which was the
that does get
question.
around ward.
And it looks like he must have had Toolbox and Silver Bullet, because Boil is an ordinary spell, but it says destroy all minions occupying target water site
Dude,
up to 2 steps away.
my
So yeah, I'm just explaining to my opponent, man, like that iceberg was really, really good. My hand was Koinexi based and you totally shut it down, so like props to that. Yeah, and that was the match for round 3. So although I lost round 1 and round 2, we finally are on the board, got a W in our belt to be able to move on to round 4. This is again the constructed event for SorceryCon 3 in Indianapolis. It was super, super fun. And there were 6 rounds this day, and as long as you went 4 wins and 2 losses, you moved on to day 2. So I've lost twice, so I have nowhere to go but up. Already kind of anticipating that I might not make it to day 2. Least I can do is try my best and see if we can get there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this cast. Please leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time in round 4 from SorceryCon 3. Thank you. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.